there. Thanks for joining us for the first edition of the Morning Brunch with 2 News Today. I'm Lauren Wood.
Yeah, and I'm Caleb Michael. We got Kelley, Kenny, and Jamie with us as well. We are going to unbutton a little bit, literally in some cases, and talk about the things that are going on in the world that you might have not noticed, or things you don't get the time to talk about also on our shows. But we can't cover everything in the world.
Yeah, and some of these you might have actually seen on 2 News Today, and this just gives us a chance to go a little more in depth about the things that we found interesting. Kelley has a great story she's going to tell us a little bit about that we've all talked about.
Yeah, we're talking about summer road trips. This is the perfect time for it. And so a new survey revealed from Kelley, America's favorite summer road trip snacks. Of the 2,000 participants, Cheez-Its and Pringles were ranked at the top. Now, Gen Zers, they tended to pick more adventurous snack flavors like sour and bitter things or savory and spicy flavors. Millennials went for sweet and salty. Gen X, pretty much up for anything, crackers, chips, beef jerky. Baby boomers want the sweet and salty snack mixes on the road. I will take any of that. What I have really liked are the sweet tart ropes. And they're kind of like Twizzlers, but they have a little bit of a filling inside them. And I think those are perfect for the road. I also like pretzels because sometimes I'll get car sick.
Pretzels are not bad.
Yeah.
And so those kind of like stabilize you and everything. How about you?
Oh, now you put me on the spot. I don't mind Cheez-Its or Pringles.
Yeah,
what was it that you
good.
told me? You told us last time.
Combos are good.
And you guys all okay. I had to learn what that is. Everybody was. You said the pizza one.
No, I like
the
pizza. Yeah. I like the ones that are the pretzel on the outside and the cheese on the inside.
Yeah.
And I'll just suck on them and get the salt off that pretzel.
I like a combo paired with a Reese cup. I like that with the sweet and the salty. Yeah. And then I love one of our things. We will always get Dr. Pepper in glass bottles, or if you can't find those, Warped Wing has an awesome root beer.
I have heard about this.
That you can get. That's kind of become our Christmas Eve tradition. When we're headed home on Christmas Eve, we grab our Warped Wing root beer for the road trip. But you said road trips aren't really a thing.
I was just going to say, road trips are just not really my thing in particular.
Yeah.
I'm just going to fly. But it's a very Midwestern because you can get, I mean, how many places can you get in 5 hours from where we are in Ohio? You can get so many different parts of the country. So I think that part is really cool. But yeah, I would probably say Pringles. I don't mind pretzels. I want to try the combos. That's on my list now.
The Cheez-Its are weird to me because that's like a staple in my house.
Yeah.
Just like anyway.
For snacking.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you can just grab that in if you want to get on the road. Take it in the car anyways.
I'm prepared.
Yeah.
Good
But summer, of course, brings warmer temperatures, right? You guys hear me complain about this all the time, just how high the bills can get. I was on TikTok yesterday, and I found this one. It's about the U.S. Department of Energy. They're recommending setting your thermostat to a certain temperature.
Okay.
What they're recommending is 78 degrees during the summer when you're home. That's to balance comfort. They say it's to balance comfort and the energy saving costs, right? For the winter time, they recommend 68 degrees. That's when you're home and awake, and then lowering it further when you're asleep and when you're away. Now, for the summertime, also, they recommend if you are away from the house, you can leave it at 83.
Whoa.
That's a lot.
And this is all to save. People online were not too thrilled about this. I think we have a couple of the quotes from some people online about the things. This is my favorite. This is the best I can do is 72, and that comes with an attitude as well. Understandably so. There was one more as well I think we had on here. Here it is. The one place I'm not going to be hot is in my house. Ain't no way. And I understand this. Unfortunately, because of how high my bills are, my house is at 75 right now.
75.
So when ours goes above 75 or 76 and I'm doing housework, I'm starting to sweat.
You're probably in a full sweat.
I'm like, this is not happening. So I always sneak it down a little bit. But if I'm not home, it'll definitely be 77, 78.
Ours has had trouble keeping up this year where it's just been so hot. Our house faces south. I'll have it at 72, and then by the afternoon, it's 75, 76, and I am hot. But I have noticed, because we've been outside a lot, like gardening and stuff, even that 75 or 76 feels really cold when you come in just because it's been so hot outside.
It's been very, very hot.
So the problem is the humidity right now. It's just sticking around, so it feels really hot. And so it's like you can't even get any relief because it's so sticky.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the day when, I don't even know if it's an affordability thing, but just to be able to keep a place at like a 70, 71 in the summertime, that's when you know you've arrived in life. You said humidity later this week, though. We should get a little bit of a break.
A little bit of a break, Wednesday, Thursday, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I will say I have definitely enjoyed the spring. I know a lot of people were talking about, oh, it's so cold this spring, blah, blah, blah. I enjoyed that before it really ramped up the heat. So hopefully we get a little bit of a break on our utility bills then, because it definitely is a very mild spring.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
All right, this story was one that just blew my mind. I'm shocked that they're making this change. Microsoft says they are scrapping the blue screen of death. Can you believe it? The screen will now turn black instead. The company says the update is somehow going to improve the restart process, but it just got me thinking about all the different things in technology that have gone by the wayside over the years. The sound of dial-up. I'm like, my kids are never going to know the sound of a modem connecting.
Oh, I've got that burned into my head.
Yeah, like the little ding from AOL or ICQ, like when you log on for instant messenger.
You've got mail.
Yeah. So I was
my
just trying to
goodness,
think about like what those things were that you miss the most, or that are like the core memories from technology as a kid.
All I can think of with that blue screen of death, that's like PTSD.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
When
gosh.
you're working on something,
Yeah.
the PowerPoint
That
for
was-
your 8th
yeah.
grade book report.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think for me, I always used to say that home phones were the signs of like you've made it, but a lot of people don't have home phones
Yeah.
anymore, or
No.
landlines. I remember when my mom, especially when I was younger, would be like, on her cell phone, call me after 8 when the minutes are free, because you used to pay for minutes and stuff, like unlimited talk and text now is so common, but it used to not be the case.
Yeah.
My kids are obsessed with landlines.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
never had one in my adult life. Like from the time I went to college, it's always been my cell phone. But my kids, it actually amazes me that they even know what they are, but it must be just some innate understanding. I think I've got pictures of both of my kids it's like their favorite toy.
Is playing
they
with
want to
them?
carry
That's so
around
fun.
these old defunct landlines that we don't use anymore. They think that is just the greatest toy ever.
Oh, that's sweet. Well, I used to work at the VCR hospital.
Yes.
And it doesn't exist anymore, of course, because it's just thing of the past. But I do have a T-shirt. It has a floppy disk, a VHS, and a cassette tape, and it says "Never Forget."
Never forget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The Be Kind Rewind.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think
yes.
my grandma still has her VCR
We
player.
still have one. Nathan picked one up at a yard sale. Absolutely would not leave without it, because he wanted to have something that the kids could watch like old home movies on.
I'm
So-
sure in 10, 15 years, you can probably sell those for a pretty penny, so hold on to that just in case.
A little taste of nostalgia there.
For sure.
Well, okay, so today is the first day of Wimbledon, so that's what I'm excited about. I love tennis, and at the moment we have 2 American men in the top 10 rankings. We have Taylor Fritz, who's my favorite, and then Ben Sheldon, who is my daughter's favorite.
Oh.
And then we also have Francis Tiafoe and Tommy Paul, number 12 and 13, are not far from the top 10. And you know what? I looked up the women as well. We have Coco Peluga, Madison Keys, and Emma Navarro in the top 10. So that's exciting. And there was a little bit of a controversy at the end of the French Open. So the Grand Slams that go on, it's the Australian, the French, then Wimbledon, then the US Open. But at the end of the French Open, Sabalenka was defeated by Coco Gauff, who's from the United States. And in a press conference, Sabalenka had said, I only lost because I made stupid mistakes. And she wasn't saying Coco played well. Like she deserves to win. So there was like this big uproar about that. But they did just recently post a fun TikTok together, the 2 of them dancing on center court at Wimbledon. And, one of the statements was, we're good, we're friends now. So that was sweet.
Now, is that a tennis etiquette thing? Like you have to acknowledge
what
that
I was
the other
gonna
I
ask,
player?
mean,
yeah.
tennis is a very polite sport.
Yeah.
Yes, there are uproars now and then, and there's tempers flare on the court, but it's just the gentleman's sport, that's what it's kind of always been known as. And there have been documentaries now on Netflix. Breakpoint is one of them.
Really good. I've enjoyed it.
They're so good. It's just so neat because it's kind of a private sport, because a lot of the times with singles players, it's just, the one, they're on their own and they're kind of isolated, but it's good. It's a kind of a look into their world, which has been fun.
Netflix is doing this with other sports too. They've done it with golf and basketball. I want to say one of the types of car racing, I can't forget. But that's how I got into tennis. Was what I was talking to you about it as well. I didn't have a problem with what Ariana Sabalenka did, just because I think she's a competitor. Nobody wants to lose, and her saying, you know, I lost because of my mistakes.
Yeah.
People do that sometimes.
I feel like that's so standard for like football. I'm a huge college football fan. I mean, that's what the coaches even saying at the end of the game most of the time.
We beat ourselves.
We beat ourselves. Yeah, and I mean, they'll say they didn't make the mistakes we made, but that's usually what you hear. So that's what it's very interesting to hear the etiquette that goes along with tennis.
They will typically say what they've done wrong, but then they will also say, you know, congrats to so-and-so. They did such an amazing job. They were just too tough today. Like, but we didn't get that from it.
I don't fault her though, because I feel like she put the blame on herself.
Yeah. That was good. That was
now, is Jamie the only one who plays tennis? Do you guys play as well?
Jamie tried to get me out there. I would. I mean, I would go. I don't know how good I would be.
I would not be good.
Yeah, I enjoy playing. I don't play as often as I used to. Just with 3 kids, it's like hard. Before Jake came along, I played a lot.
Yeah.
That's something I regret never learning. We didn't have it as a sport at my high school. My uncle played, but I never really had the opportunity to learn. But I feel like tennis, golf, maybe swimming, those are like sports that you can play your whole life.
Yeah,
and those are things I really want my kids to learn.
Pickleball is coming along right now. Pickleball is everywhere. I think I've told you I played at Kettering Rec before, and there's people of all ages. And people are going hard. I'm talking about like the seniors open play. And they're getting it in. They're not taking it easy by any means.
I play tennis with some 70 and 80-year-old women, especially when it's doubles. You don't have to move around as much.
Sure.
So then it's like all about the angles and just smart play at that point.
I want to learn. So it's not too late for me, I guess,
It's not too late, no.
That's the next thing we're going to do. 2 New Cities going to take on different sports.
That's what I said. What we need to do is have each of us like just bring the rest of the team out and do their thing. Whatever
that would be
fun.
Jamie take us to play tennis. Kelley take us shoe shopping.
Yeah. Or dancing.
Dancing. There we go. Yeah.
We're doing the 5K next weekend, so we're getting active. It's fun.
Is that next weekend already?
I know. Isn't that crazy?
The Dragons 5K.
We've been training.
But hey, we are going to be right back with a lot more to talk about.
Yeah.
Stay with us.
Training, right? To a certain extent. We'll get through it. Welcome back to the Morning Brunch here on WDTM Plus. We're taking a chance to talk about some of the trending stories going on around the world, or sometimes even in our own backyard, from what I hear.
You guys. Okay, before we talk about food, we have to get this out of the way. It's going to be a little bit gross.
Okay.
But there is this weird thing popping up in mulch around the area, and it's actually called dog vomit slime mold. Fitting, because that's pretty much what it looks like. Ken and I, my husband, when we looked outside, we were like, something threw up in our mulch. No, it's just a mold that's been growing. It is harmless. It's not going to hurt your plants. It can be beneficial to the soil because it's a natural decomposer of organic material, so that helps to keep nutrients in the soil. So it's not really dangerous, but those dusty spores could irritate your respiratory system.
Where's it come from? Why are we just now seeing it?
Because we've had a ton of rain. And then we've had these warm, humid days. So there's just a lot of moisture, and it's just like forming on that wood and right. So it's not anything that came from an animal. It's just a mold, a slimy mold.
So don't yell at your kids thinking that they left some food out there or anything like that.
I don't know if I would look close enough to see if it was a mold or actual dog.
Well, I actually Googled yellow puke in my yard, and this came up, and I'm like, that's exactly what it is.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, we're an educational show first and foremost.
Oh, thank goodness for Google. One of the things we've been talking about on the newscast is getting ready for the 4th of July and grilling out. A lot of people are going to be grilling out this weekend, and some of the safety stuff you want to keep in mind. Of course, these hot temperatures are going to make it easy for bacteria to grow on stuff like meats and dairy and even salads. They say cold foods need to be out no longer than an hour, hot foods a couple hours at most. And then one of the things that I always worry about, I did a story probably 10 years ago with somebody who almost died from getting a grill brush bristle like lodged in their throat, and they didn't realize it. Nobody could figure out what it was. So I'm terrified if it's not my grill and I don't know how it's been cleaned, like watching out for the grill brush bristles. They say those metal spikes could be a real problem. So I was just curious what your all's kind of rules are when you're eating at other people's houses for
Caleb's
things like
a hard
this.
no.
I think the general cycle is because, if I don't really know how you get down in your own personal space, I'm just not gonna eat your food. Nothing personal. I like my life, and I'm just gonna keep it that way.
I prefer not to know. I will eat.
Yeah.
Like, I have a stomach of steel.
Yeah.
So I can eat food that stays old. I know that's bad, but I can. I mean, I drink old coffee in the morning so from the night before. So I just prefer not to know.
My husband's like that. You, Jamie? What do you do?
I was actually just at a crawfish boil, and that's a pretty social eating thing. And I ate it. It was great.
It was good.
I did not get sick.
Yeah.
You know, it's all boiled, so the
I'm
heat
living
is killing the germs.
vicariously through all of you.
We have a lot of church picnics, so I just try to keep an eye on who's brought what and like make sure you.
But it's cookout season, right?
It is,
And,
yeah. Speaking of grilling,
I was gonna say you have somebody who has an interesting taste for something.
yes, Martha Stewart. I don't know her personally or anything like that,
I
but
love her.
she's going on the record about her love of hot dogs, and she posted to social media saying she loves a hot dog with the works, and what she considers the works: bacon, mustard, relish, sauerkraut, and then tops it off with ketchup.
That does sound good.
So the National Hot Dog and Sausage Council says no one over the age of 18 should have ketchup on a hot dog, calling it a kid's thing. How do you top your hot dogs?
Ketchup and mustard, relish, and onions, if I could get it.
So it's kind of like the works, kind of like hers.
That video
totally
looks
agree.
like a Chicago dog with the spicy peppers in it too.
Sure.
Yeah.
When I go to Chicago, that's how I eat them, loaded like that.
Yeah.
But here, just mustard.
Yeah.
Or like that's at a ball game.
Yeah.
But German Fest picnic, sauerkraut.
Deli mustard or just yellow mustard?
Yellow mustard.
Yellow.
Yeah.
So I'm from Southeast Ohio, down near kind of Athens, like right on the West Virginia border. And we have a thing there, and like that part of West Virginia and that part of Ohio, we eat hot dogs with sauce. It's not chili like it is here. It's sauce. I mean, it is the same thing, but we call it sauce and slaw. So sauce with
I
coleslaw
do like
on it.
that.
West
So do you
Virginia
remember- Yep,
has
it's
the
very
slaw.
much a West Virginia thing. Sauce and slaw. So get a footer with sauce and slaw.
Yeah,
Love it.
I will eat it with chili dog sauce, slaw. The only thing about that has me a little bit concerned is the sauerkraut. I'm not a huge sauerkraut fan.
an
But over the
acquired taste.
weekend, over the weekend, I was at the Reds game and I had a hot dog just plain.
Yeah.
Just plain. I'm good with that.
I think hot dogs
good
are
with
very
that.
good at certain events.
Yeah.
Like a Reds game
Yeah.
or a concert. But this next story is something you don't want to see at a concert. It was a pretty scary moment, actually, as Beyonce's concert went a bit sideways, literally. In her hometown of Houston, actually. Her team confirmed the technical mishap. It occurred in the middle of her performance of 16 Carriages, really good song. The red car prop is supposed to carry her around the stadium during the song, but instead it started to tilt toward the sky, and you could see actually in one of the videos her legs are kind of shifted so she can balance. She calmly asked the crew to stop multiple times into the mic. She was eventually lowered down safely. And the rest of the show went on without incident. Now, here's the funny part. Beyonce's notorious for running a very, very tight ship.
Yeah.
Somebody lost their job that night, 100%, without question.
How high up was she?
She was up there pretty good. I know one of my cousins was there, and another friend in news, he's a morning
wow.
anchor, actually was there. And from what I could tell, she was up pretty high, but she handled like a pro. She went up, they got her down, and she continued with the song and the rest of the show.
Did the crowd realize what was going on? Were they kind of holding their breath?
I think
or?
people started to recognize because it kept tilting more, and she didn't look particularly comfortable that something was wrong, and that's when
And she was going, stop, stop.
she started saying stop
Yeah.
eventually. I saw one video where this lady was like, they should have had me under her. I would go catch Beyonce. I risk my life for Beyonce. And it shows you the type of fans that go to these events.
Well, she had a halo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Second fun of the day, I like it.
At some point, though, it's like, are you a performer of music or are you being like, a daredevil?
Yeah.
I mean,
I think she's
Stunts.
all of it.
all of it.
And I mean,
A performer.
Beyonce's
She's
the
the
queen.
full package.
Yeah.
She is. Well, it's summertime. Lots of
Yeah.
festivals to do, things like that. Farmers
it.
markets. This week we got the Americana Festival. That's coming up. Returning for the 52nd year. Can you believe it? Parade begins at 10 a.m. on Friday, the 4th of July. Festival begins at 9:30 a.m. Wraps up at 5 p.m. The night before at Centerville High School is the fireworks show that is attached with the Americana Festival. There's a couple of fireworks show on the 3rd and the 4th. So if you're hearing loud pops at night, don't be alarmed. It's
Kettering
the
has
fireworks.
theirs on Friday, and I believe you can go to WDTN.com and look for the full list of local fireworks displays.
My
And you
kids
know
love
what?
it. They've never been scared of fireworks. I remember as a kid, I wasn't really into it, at least at
The
their
loud.
ages, because it was so loud. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys like fireworks as kids?
Well, in California, it's different. You can't do fireworks over 6 feet. It's too much of a fire hazard.
Even
So
cities, like
Right.
even
professional
cities
ones?
can, but professional only. But
Gotcha.
like in terms of doing it in your own backyard, we just had sparklers. Like it would it would shoot up, and then you're like, oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. So coming to Ohio, and people, you could blow up anything you want. It's like, oh, okay, as long as you don't hurt anybody, like it's all good. So that was such an interesting experience coming here and realizing that.
I'm terrified of the backyard fireworks. I've been to some really good displays. Like, it's impressive what people can do. I am so scared the
Yeah.
whole time.
The fireworks over here, Lauren standing way off in the back, making sure she's safe.
I'm going to bed early.
I know what terrifies me is the crowd.
Yes.
Getting
Yes.
out of the
Yes.
fireworks.
Oh, yeah.
It's always like you're tired. You've got these kids that are
For
like, I just
sure.
want to go home. And
I remember like 10 years ago, my parents and I, we went downtown to watch the fireworks there. We stood on the bridge and we got hit with debris.
Yeah.
I mean, there was so much.
wow.
At one point, we couldn't even look up. We just had to shield our eyes because there was so much debris coming down.
my God.
I think they blocked that area off now.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, if you're looking for some other stuff to do this weekend, Hooper for Hope Cancer Awareness Basketball Tournament. That is this Sunday.
Nice.
It'll be from 9 to 5 at Trotwood High School. This is a great event to raise awareness and support for cancer patients and survivors. So I definitely want to put that on your calendar, especially if basketball is your thing. That's a great way to go out and enjoy some of your favorite sport, and also a really good cause.
Yeah, there's a lot going on this weekend, and also First Friday. That's 5
Yeah.
to 10 p.m. in downtown Dayton on Friday, on the 4th
Yeah.
too. Oh my goodness, yeah, it's gonna be a lot going on. Local businesses, vendors, things of that nature. Hopefully the weather stays nice, and we'll be able to get out and do all the things we need to do this weekend.
Is it too early to tell Jamie if we're going to have to worry about showers and stuff during the fireworks?
it's trending dry right now for like Wednesday through Saturday. But I mean, we're recording this on a Monday,
Yeah.
so things may change as the week goes on.
Sure.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
just want a pool day. That's all I need
Yeah,
right
we'll have
now.
some. We'll
Yeah,
have
it's
some.
just been so sticky, and then on top of it, just the scattered showers and thunderstorms.
I was
It's
at the
fun.
pool yesterday for about a half hour and we heard thunder.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't even look at the radar. What am I doing? And I pull it up and sure enough.
Sure
it's-
enough,
Yeah.
there was.
Well,
Yeah.
so many of them are pop-ups. Lydia always wants to
Yeah.
know, like, hours ahead of time, hey, is it going to rain? Are we going to have storms? And it's like, you can look and nothing, but if you listen to the forecast, you
Yeah.
got to be ready for it. And I think that's the thing you kind of forget about here, because most of the time we can see storms coming a long way out, but with these pop-ups, it's more like when you're at the beach.
Right, yeah, they just pop up with peak heating,
Yeah.
and so it's like 2, 3, 4 o'clock is when they're
Yeah.
really getting going.
Which interesting thing, I've been saying that like for a week now. This is just like being at the beach. Caleb's like, what beach?
I know,
are you
I
going
told you,
to?"
yeah, earlier.
His beach is in California. It's
Yeah,
not
that's
like that. I said
okay,
it's
yeah.
our East Coast
It's Florida
beaches.
beaches.
It's
Yeah.
Florida beaches,
Myrtle Beach. It's
absolutely,
always like
yeah.
that.
I'm learning so many different things about that. Well, weather is just boring in California is what
Yeah.
I'm learning. We just don't, our inclement weather is like, I remember one time we had school canceled because of rain.
Okay.
And if that doesn't describe
Wow.
my
Man.
experience
gonna
of
move.
living in California, I don't know what will.
I mean, sunny and 70 is kind of
Yeah.
the
Sunny
Southern
and
California
70
climate.
and yeah, it's a simple life.
Have you enjoyed your 4 seasons here in
I
Ohio?
have. You're asking me in June,
Yeah.
almost July. If you were to ask me in December or January, I might have a little bit of a different answer for you.
All right. Well, we want to thank you guys for joining us for the morning brunch. We enjoy. We're all friends here. That's what is so cool about 2 News Today. We love talking to each other about these stories, and we love hearing from you about them too. So hop on the WDTN Facebook page. Send us some ideas of things you'd like to hear us chat about, or you'd like to maybe get in the conversation.
Sure, or even things going on in the community you think that are, hey, are fun, especially weekend events. Those are the ones we really want to highlight.
Yeah.
But we hope you have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week, and we'll see you back here on WDTN Plus, and of course, every morning on WDTN. Have a great rest of your week.